Go live. Minimize. Fix the old. Where'd the camera go? Turn that down. Turn that up just a little. Boom. Woo! Holy moly! I have been struggling with my airbrush all afternoon. The old infinity.
Been naughty.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know what causes this. This is an issue I have every now and again, but I don't keep the cover on my pots because I don't ever really need it unless it's having this issue where no paint comes out. But then if I like use my finger and really make a seal between the top cap, paint starts flowing.
It seems insane.
Yeah. But sometimes it doesn't.
I don't know if you know this, but the Badger Chrome is $110.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know what causes that. I really don't. I can't picture it because the way it's supposed to work is air, and it could be the result of the 1.5 millimeter needle being so small and finicky, but the airflow is supposed to help drag paints from the reservoir into the chamber, into the nozzle, and then atomizing out the front of the airbrush. So I guess if there's a seal happening between the needle and like I think the paint is like, because I'm using inks. I'm having trouble with inks. I think the paint, literally the size of the nozzle and the size of the needle is like creating a seal even with it open. And so it's not pulling paint from the reservoir. So I pull the needle really, really far back into the airbrush. That seems to help a little. It's odd.
It is very odd.
But then, if you remember, when did I start these guys? Like a week ago? No issues. Perfect. Use it all night long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is very weird.
Mm-hmm. Next stream, greetings all. Brush Bandit, Lovely Science, Slipknot88. Hello, I only want to watch it. EOB Evening Boys, and TR Trooper. Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Oh, and another thing that I found out that... So I thought I was being really clever buying cheap dollar store mounting tape to use for like non-essential things. The stickiness comes right off. So I primed all of these bases with it, and now the sticky came off with the base. So I'm gonna have to take some Goo Gun and a paper towel and work on the bottom of these.
Damn. What a day.
Mm-hmm. Lucky Bet, ooh, George Gajardo, greetings, salutation, Cake the Bandit, woohoo, airbrush struggle bus. Always, it's, you know what? I think everybody who has an airbrush will experience some issues.
Yes.
Because they're tricky.
They are tricky.
Honestly, though, I was using your siphon feed a whole bunch to prime. Mm-hmm. Boy, does that thing put some paint through itself. Holy moly!
I like having both of those.
It's a wonderful little airbrush.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, because like airbrushes were kind of becoming really, really popular when we started back in like 2013, 14, and I know people were saying like avoid siphon feeds. Honestly, I think the siphon feed is kind of great.
It's kind of great, and if you want to go just hog wild, you can put like a whole paint pot in there.
Yeah.
And just go to town. Because it comes with those little pots that plug into it. So if you got a whole army you wanna prime up.
Heath Aldridge, dude, Jay, did you see the new Kickstarter for Legacy Allure? It's a tabletop war game with cards as the models. It has me super excited for something new that I can just play. So it doesn't have little toys, because it sounds like it's gonna be a no from me.
Is there also toys involved? Because
if there's also toys involved,
yeah.
Like I'm okay with like Yu-Gi-Oh. I have no interest in Magic the Gathering. I'm not really a big card game person. Legacy Allure. Why does this look like a Oh, it's a Magic the Gathering card. But not what he's talking about. Legacy Allure on Kickstarter. Legacy Allure Kickstarter. Is it on Backer Kit? Not.
Interesting.
It looks like it's on Backer Kit. It's made $18,000. Is a customizable card-based wargame with no randomness. Wait, but then what do you blame when you lose?
Right.
I don't understand.
That's true.
So if you lose, what? It's because you played bad? Something to do that 80. Have you completely cleaned out the nozzle needle? Yes. Boy, did I get the haul for Goobers today. For Valentine's Day, my girlfriend bought me a set of Orc Boys, the 2022 kits, Primaris Infiltrators, and a Canoptek Spider. Ooh, I love the Canoptek Spider. It's an oldie but a goldie.
I wish someone loved me.
Heath Aldred. I guess you could make toys for it. It's like a LCG, not a CCG. A limited copeability generator or a custom caboose gray.
Pretty sure you nailed that.
I think so too. Game Canary.
Oh,
Speaking of airbrush, any tips for airbrushing object source lighting? Probably spray white or yellow, and then spray your color. Because if you just spray your color, you'll probably get way too much saturation of color. Because when light reflects on things, it doesn't. If you have a red light bulb, it doesn't lay down red. It colors things red. And so if you're wearing like a blue shirt and it's not going to be covered in a spot of red. It's going to be covered in a spot of blue that's tinted red. So I'd say do a very, very subtle spritz of white and then spray on your color. 1313. It's not random. You lose every time. Losing every time. Who can you even imagine?
Jeez. Yeah, I'd be really upset if I lost all the time.
Like literally never win, and it's not even like it's close.
I'd probably start crying. If I was that person.
There's too many games out there. There's like a billion fun games.
That's true.
Like Nemesis looks like a really, really great game. All the tabletop war games except Historicals look like a great time. Wait, did Jay lose against the Kroot? In my defense, the bespoke teams need a little bit. There's a lot to know, and I just sat down and played. Although technically Sean did too.
He
yeah,
also rolled
it was
insanely hot.
But if we ever start doing battle reports, it'll be great because we'll literally know. We'll be able to take our dice rolls, put them into a spreadsheet, and know that they're both completely average. But there's no way they're average. Like I whiffed so hard, and in turn 2, Sean killed 6 Kroot, or 6 Tau, with 50-50 hitting on bolters. Kino knows. How much do I have to pay for EOB to paint a squat kill team? You know what? It might just $500.
$500, and it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not yours; it's ours. But
yeah.
We'll probably say your name, but then we'll forget about it, and then we won't.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll know.
Yeah. But right now I'm practicing really hard. I'm learning all the rules and all the particulars with my sister's novitiates, which seem like a really, really fun kill team. And that just fell off. So I'll study and practice and get good with them, and then be able to beat Sean.
There you
Or
go.
at least have a real game where like there's back and forth, and I take some models, and he takes some models, and I capture some objectives.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, God, is it rough.
Moving my Tempestors onto... Technically only one of them's a Tempestor. And technically my Tempestor is a Inquisitor, because I'm using the Inquisitor Kira model. I
13s. I'll let you paint my Age of Sigmar army for 500.
No. I mean, unless it's, you know, 5 models.
Yeah, there you go. So what are the next steps on these guys?
I think
glue them to bases.
Yeah, dry brush the base, spray on a little bit of magenta like I wanted to do last night.
Mm-hmm.
And then dry brush, and then do the green glow on their eyeballs and headlamps, and then they will be done. Gotta paint the rim of the base.
Yeah. So an object source lighting stream.
Yeah.
Very timely. Yeah, good nays. Here, if you kiss dice, they roll better. So try that. Yeah, Sean gives his dice a little blow. Pretty often. So maybe that's what it is.
Not a flat. Maybe was a little bit too aggressive with the texture I put on these bases. It should be fine. Really, it's the leftover stickiness that's making them a little unwieldy.
George Guderdo. Those industrial bases really could use a few grass tufts.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely gonna be throwing on some grass tufts.
Perfect. All right.
What is backer kit?
Excuse me?
Like backer kit? It looks like it's a backer kit for creators for backers. Is this a competitor to Kickstarter?
I see. Flipnut Dude 888. Maybe Jay isn't blowing hard enough.
I agree.
That's probably what it is.
I don't want to watch it. Gonna glue a bunch of plastic skulls onto the base, thinking of using wood glue to get a solid hold. I'd probably go with super glue. It depends, like are you saying like you're gonna put wood glue on the base and then sprinkle on skulls and then sprinkle on sand? Because yeah, you could totally do that. Ethan guessed, should I get into Star Wars Legion? I think so. I think Legion's a really, really fun game. You don't need... The starter sets are amazing. You don't need too many models. I really like that squad sizes are like 4 to 6 instead of 10, because it means you just paint a little bit less, and it does not interfere with the game at all. Like, you're not going to miss those extra, like, 3 bodies or 6 bodies. I think it's a really, really fun game. If you like Star Wars, it's a really, really good way to, like, do a little Star Wars role-playage. Models are nice, easy to put together. And Asmodee paid me to say that.
Shill alert.
Mm-hmm.
We need a shill alert graphic.
We do. They didn't, by the way. No.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody cares. Next City Rem, 11 to models. They're looking really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm excited for these next steps too. I only want to watch it. I was thinking wood glue, skull sprinkle, but then some sand sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a natural landscape, you can never go wrong with some sand. I love this guy and his computer knife. No! But he just fell off the base. Because there wasn't enough glue.
Rude.
Or I didn't give the glue enough time to dry. I like to use a lot of glue to try to get the best possible bond, like with the most surface area, but then you have to hold it for a long time because all of that glue, like that literal drop of glue, takes a long time to dry.
Yep.
There we go. Sapphire Productions. Sand. It gets everywhere, and it's itchy. I think that was the actual dialogue from Attack of the Clones.
You got it. I'm excited. Friend George. Superglue accelerant changed my life. I never hold anything for more than 2 seconds now.
That is true, although it turns it into a two-handed operation, which I feel like I often don't have two hands. Samuel Scott, any advice for someone looking to start their first kit bash? Second, thank you for your videos. They have helped motivate me back into painting here lately. I'd say use the extra bits from whatever kit you bought and glue them back onto the models. Extra guns, swapping heads, cool backpacks, little baggie of bullets. Flip that dude at 88. Is your airbrush shooting water okay? Not really. It's struggling a little with water.
It's very, very interesting. Benjamin Reynolds, is it a perspective of the camera or is that pot of water like huge?
This is like a 3-gallon bucket of water that I'm using just so I don't have to keep running to the sink. And it actually works really, really well.
Yeah.
So if you have an airbrush, if you want to airbrush and you don't want to be moving around all the time, you just dunk the front of it. You spray out what's in the cup. You give it a couple little shakes, maybe a little backflow to help wash out the channel, the paint channel, and then you're ready to go.
Yeah, like I think I'm gonna start adopting that.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to pick it up because I'm scared of dumping water myself, but it's a really cute like little kids like sandbox pail, and it's got little rainbow sharks on it.
Mm-hmm.
Something to do at 88. What pressure you're at? 35. A little hot. I usually like run a little hot though.
Hot.
I know I said I was going to airbrush magenta, but actually I want to put just a little more contrast on these bases.
Okay, so I guess we're just lying now.
Yeah.
George Gajardo. So, I got your t-shirt today. I'm not buff. What the fuck?
No, you will be. You're not wearing. You obviously aren't wearing it correctly.
Yep. Gotta wear it correctly. Gotta just, gotta put it on right. Big Brown Cow. Hey guys, I got the sweatshirts. I can now bench press 450 pounds.
See there we go.
Wear it right.
Yeah.
You just gotta wear it right.
User error. Just like me in the airbrush.
You said it, not me. Alex Smith, hey, are you planning to paint new Eldar or Tau?
Maybe.
Hot damn. And I'm gonna be painting some Tau Pathfinders pretty soon here.
I love
Chalneth.
I would love if Eldar could get like a White Dwarf team, because I love an excuse to pick up some Eldar models, but their index rules aren't really doing it for me, and I've also played them a few times. Nothing good, just a couple of Rangers, Reavers, Redemptors. What are the Guardians? Just Guardian team. And speaking of double Guardian team, Battle Brothers Tabletop. Hey guys.
Woo.
The double Guardians is the very first thing I ever took in Kill Team 22.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Game took 3.5 hours. As your first game is likely to do of anything.
Right.
Because we're literally reading the rules as we're going. You brave soul. I mean, they can get some free dashes. That's fun.
1313s. If I don't have work Thursday, I want to go get pics in my Say No to Pots shirt at Games Workshop next to the paint rack.
Yes, please do. Please do. And share it with us.
Primo Zemo, what up? What up? Investa Awesome Gators. How are battle reports going? You guys gonna focus on Kill Team, as that seems to be what you guys are enjoying playing the most? Yes.
Yeah, it'll be Kill Team.
It'll be Kill Team.
But Kill Team's fun, and it's still in that 40k ballpark. So you can still see, the Tau fight the Space Marines and the Orcs fighting the Eldar.
Exactly.
And then you get to see us yell at each other.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
We got some stuff in the works, got some plans, got some stuff.
We do.
Yep.
I used the same blue on the bases that I used to undercoat their armor. And so I'm wondering if that'll give a little hint that they're from the same world. Belbros Tabletop, any tips for flying on a plane with miniatures? The Cobalt Keep Painting Hilts Pro. God, what do you think would happen if you started painting a mini on a plane?
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you couldn't. No, they wouldn't let you do the wet palette.
Yeah, that for sure.
It's out.
And then, how many milliliters are the paints?
Yeah, that's a
14?
good question.
Is that enough? I don't know. I don't know how much you can have on a plane, but
maybe if you went with you set yourself up so that you only need to do like edge highlighting and chipping with markers.
And then the people next to you just hate you.
You get one of those little airbrush plug-on compressors.
Oh god. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's when you read your rules, is on the plane.
Probably. I guess maybe storage thoughts. I'd bring it in my carry-on.
Yeah, probably. You don't want them flipped
really,
all upside down.
Yeah, if you're really super duper concerned, a Cobalt Keep case might be perfect. You magnet them all down.
Yeah.
Probably fit in a carry-on, a duffel, if you will. You're a duffel person. Could you bring magnets on a plane? That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
You probably could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would it be funny if you get up to the security line and like because like if you have a knife on you they like take it and like throw it out eventually. They just take your models and throw them out.
I hope they pocket the stuff they confiscate. I mean, why should it go to waste? Have the TSA steal it from you.
I think they do a thing where they sell all the stuff at the end.
Which
seems like a big racket.
It does. It absolutely does. And they have like a pizza party, TSA pizza party. All right, I'm gonna go grab the hairdryer to try to blast these guys.
Woo. Zamo. Best way to mix plane travels and transporting minis has to do with the way people smuggle drugs. You will save lots of money on foam. Yeah, you could wrap all of your models in some, plastic wrap and shove them up your ass. That would work, I would assume. Maybe you could swallow them, put them in a balloon and swallow them. I think all of that would probably work out. Better those tabletop. Lots of great suggestions in the comments, guys. Very helpful. Exactly. Frozen Throg. It is plastic crack after all. This is true.
They're dry-ish, which is right where I like to be.
I'm dry. I'm dry-ish as well. George Gazzardo. I want to hear the blow dryer. Well, you have to settle for the bong noises. Alt account, do not try that with chaos. Yeah, don't stick chaos up your ass or eat it.
Yeah, I'd say maybe Tau or Space Marines.
Yeah, Space Marines are pretty good. It's normal. But yeah, no chaos.
All right, this magenta is incredibly potent. Do I water it down a little?
Alex YT, what question do you guys get asked the most?
What color should I paint my blank?
Yep. And it always is orange, so just paint them orange and then you don't have to ask us.
Alright, let's see. Add a little bit of magenta-y warmth onto the base. Maybe kick just a little of it onto the mini. Yeah, it does something. Makes the base kind of more interesting.
Ooh, that's another good one. Frozen Throg. How I paint black armor. Yeah, that's another question we get all the time. 'Cause it's hard.
I always debate eventually I'll do a series on like all the different Space Marine armors and how to paint them. But it's the like White Scars and Black Temple are gonna be really tricky because it's pretty darn easy to do with the airbrush. But I'd like it to be like a airbrush free series. But then it would just be how to do really good white armor without the airbrush. Paint and blend it perfectly.
Right.
Which is yeah.
George Gajardo, how far are you in Book of Boba Fett?
I think I'm the one episode away from being done. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's the greatest show in the world, but it's just fun. It's just a fun time. Which, I don't know that's not good enough for most Star Wars fans, but I like a show that's fun.
Why do you hate it then?
Mm-hmm. The Mandalorian episodes are really, really good. Although I liked all the Boba Fett episodes too. I think that's kind of smart the way they're doing it because everybody kind of has their own opinion of what Boba Fett is like, and so they're kind of doing it they're doing like this thing with flashbacks where you kind of meet Boba Fett. Like the Boba Fett who was in the Sarlacc pit is probably everybody's interpretation of Boba Fett, and then through him meeting the Tusken Raiders and becoming like the king of Tatooine, that's him kind of becoming a real character, like his own character. I think it's neat.
Why do you hate Star Wars so much? I don't get
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not one of my like faves. It's not Star Trek.
Exactly.
I do like Star Trek a lot, though.
Why do you hate the fans?
George Jury was one of those guys, a space marine with a briefcase, lawyer space marine. He is the medic specialist, and he's great. He has some really fun rules. Although with my Sisters Novitiates, so the Sisters Novitiates, you can build 9 guys, including your leader, or 9 guys with your leader, but there's like 12 options. And so I've actually decided to not take the medic. Because I just assume 7 wound models are going to die so fast. The odds of it not dying and then being able to get within 1 inch of the medic and then the medic's ability going off, I don't know if that's worth a whole guy. And they have their faith points where they can have free heals, essentially, and it can be on anyone's activation. So I don't even need to worry about like keeping them nearby someone else. So I think that's how I'm gonna try to make it work.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually. Jason M, I literally just finished watching Star Trek when I tuned in and hear you talking about Star Trek. Kind of funny.
Yeah, I like the only one I've seen is TNG, The Next Generation. It's really good. What's kind of fun is it's an older show, and there's some stuff in it that's rough, but it's kind of endearing. Even the bad episodes are like, well, that was Star Trek. Oh boy, and every season has some stinkers. The episodes are 40 minutes long. They could be tight 22s, for sure. Monster Mayhem Creations. Any tips for mini painters who want to start their own YouTube? I'd say just do you like making videos? Because that's going to be the big make or break. Is you have to like making videos, just as much, if not more, than wargaming and painting.
Yeah, because we made videos way before we did wargaming, and especially before we made wargaming videos.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to make a little video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's garbage. There, maybe like that. Yeah, that'll give me a little more of a delicate spray. George Gujardo. The last scene of Boba Fett is probably my second favorite Star Wars moments. Him flying his spaceship is like one of my all-time favorite Star Wars moments now. It's so much fun.
Champ Styles. Jay, what color should I paint my YouTube video?
Orange.
Exactly.
Jason M, if you want to see some rough stuff, watch the original series. Some of the best episodes and some of the worst.
Paul Siren, if Games Workshop gave you $1 million to produce a video for them, what would you create?
Boy, $1 million.
I would run away with the money.
Yeah, I would run it with the money too, but I think behind the scenes would be super valuable and super easy to do and super fun.
And $1 million, that'd be a couple of years of it. Eventually.
Oops. A little bit too much. But it'll be fine. This is a speed paint, sort of.
Speed paint.
Speed paint, sort of. Ah! Okay, I was just completely missing. Paint was actually flowing out just fine.
Yeah.
Right now I'm spraying just a little glow onto their face with white ink, and then I'm going to spray on some neon green.
Neato. Alex YT, what's your opinion on Star Wars Rebels?
It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's a little bit too kiddie, in my opinion, but it's not a bad show. I just don't like Ezra Bridger. I absolutely adore Clone Wars, though. Clone Wars is awesome.
I agree with that last statement about it. Where is it? Ethan Guest, do you know any good Warhammer 40k video games?
I really like Dawn of War, Space Marine, and there's a pretty good port of Space Hulk. So if you like Space Hulk but nobody will play it with you, you could do that.
Everyone in the chat has friends because they watch EonsOfBattle.
Yes.
So.
Rebels just isn't grim dark enough. Well, you know what though? It's not. I also it's weirdly the art style is too close. I think to Clone Wars. Clone Wars had a more cartoony art style, which was weird because it was for an older audience. But like with really really good shaders and often like scenes would be happening at night and it'd be really really cool. Rebels is always midday and it's a different art style. So everyone is instead of everyone being kind of based on a caricature of themselves. They start with like a template, like a Barbie, and then alter it to make each character, so all the characters look exactly the same. Not that big a fan of thin lightsabers. It's fine. Also, the Rebels, who are like some of the least powerful characters we've ever seen... I mean, they beat the Inquisitors, they beat Darth Vader, they beat Grand Admiral Thrawn, they beat every single Empire thing that ever has been under the sun. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of tension. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Clone Wars, people die like it's going out of style. I mean, literally most episodes had someone die.
Better with those tables up. Thin lightsabers are trash.
I do. It's kind of fun that the Inquisitors' lightsabers can spin. They can spin them over their head to fly, like Mario. It's kind of fun. See what this neon does. It looks like it's not going to do much. It didn't do much. Because it has the coverage of nothing. Like I'm spraying it on this white cap. It's just barely giving it any sort of a green tinge. I don't get how to use this paint. Am I supposed to mix it with white? Is it just supposed to not exist?
Are you supposed to spray, I don't know, 500 layers of it? To make it something?
I think I'm going to mix in some real green paints. And just not use it ever again.
Yeah.
George Cachorro, Jay, stop hitting it. It's already dead. Yeah. It's okay. I like Hera. She's fun. I like the Lando episode. I like the episode where they actually commit the bad form of terrorism. Mm-hmm. Like they blow up a gas station that the Empire was using, and it was full of Rodion workers, and presumably they were bad Rodions because they were working for the Imperium. But a couple of episodes ago, they like all risked their lives to save an Imperial Rodion named Zebo, who they were friends with. Couldn't any one of those other workers been somebody else's Zebo? I don't know if they all deserve to explode because they worked at an Empire facility. Like it's it's one thing to blow up stormtroopers because they're not people. I mean, stormtroopers are basically battle droids. Steve, what brand of neon are you using? Vallejo.
More like Villain, no, never again.
I mean, probably. I have to try out some of the other colors, but So far, not terribly impressed. Okay, now that it's mixed with a little bit of normal paint, it looks okay. Yeah, that actually looks sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little green glow on their face, on their light bulb, and on their arm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Alex YT, one thing I never got in Clone Wars, how are there millions of clones, but 95% of their ID numbers only go to 4 digits?
You know, that could be a good point. Uh-oh, did it stop spraying? See, now we've gotten to the problem of if I create a perfect seal using my fist over the cap, paint will flow. But if I don't, paint stops flowing. And actually, I think I maybe know what causes that. Maybe if I pull the needle backwards just a little bit. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's too far back. Way too far back. A little more forward. There. Okay, that's something I can work with. Sorry, CT5555, more like CT5555.
George Zardo, how the hell do you aim that airbrush? I need a laser pointer.
It's just time invested. It'll teach you the angle of the dangle. Also, my first shot usually misses, but I start spraying so subtly that I can drag it into the right position and then really open up and let some paint flow.
Mm-hmm.
Next stream, roughly how many models have you painted your entire life? It's over 1,000. Yeah, it's over 1,000.
I think it's probably way over 1,000.
Yeah.
Alex YT. LOL, I think George is onto something. EOB airbrush laser sight?
That'd be kind of cool. Although you'd have to, the laser would be like, okay, so you have to look at the laser dot and then move an inch up.
Yep.
Although I always feel like, would a laser really work that good on a gun? I feel like it would work really, really good for like if you have to shoot like an animal or something. But I feel like if you're like really in a situation where you need to protect yourself with a gun, do you have time to look for the dot, or you just kind of have to know? Yeah, you put the laser, you put the laser dot on the defenseless bunny. That makes a lot of sense, but because you have time, it doesn't know what's happening.
Flipping into that idiot. It can clip on onto the paint cup.
Ah, there you go. All right, paint has stopped flowing. Now it's flowing again. Had to blow out a little cloggy, tough piece of paint. First tabletop. Throw a scope on that airbrush. Hell yeah.
Jordan Stoll just finished painting the eye on my mini after like 12 attempts.
Yeah, it takes me a dozen tries too. It's hard. Put a little dot right where you want it. Thank goodness these guys wear helmets.
Certainly helps.
I think these are definitely the most grim, dark guys I've painted. They're a little dark and a little grim.
I would say so.
Looks like we're going to do one more day, though. Because I need to paint... I want to paint some symbols on their arm. Their little arm computers. And I need to pin shade the eyes. Or their eye slit. And that plasma gun guy needs some work on his plasma gun. And the bases could use maybe a little dry brush.
Does that mean that we should do some stream picks soon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really, really close to being done, though. A little over, still a little over an hour each. But that's really good, especially considering how they look. I mean, a little over an hour a model. That's fantastic time. This guy could use a little more green on his arm. There we go. Does anybody else's arm need a little touch? No, everybody else looks really good. See, I got 5 minutes. Yeah, let's try to pin shade one of their eyes. Just gonna... I paint on a piece of glass, and so if I want, I can just throw paint right down on top of it. I would like to try, like, a silicone mat. Might be easier to clean up than the glass. And the matte finish would probably help with camera stuff.
That is true.
Yeah, that works. So yeah, so what I'm doing is their eyes are slits, and I am just letting ink flow into the slit, and then I'm going to paint it again with neon green paint mixed with green paint, and I feel like the green paint is the only one doing any work. And so it'll help sell that it's glowing, because the thing glowing should always be brighter than the glow produced.
Jordan Stoll, I'm starting to think that the popularity of 40k is because all the helmets means almost no eyes to paint.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Age of Sigmar, you gotta paint a lot of eyes.
Mm-hmm. Or you just don't.
Yeah, that's true. Often just a little wash will kind of fill in the brow area, and it's just like, yeah, you can't see an eye, because when you're looking at a model, in reality, it's like kind of simulating looking at something from a distance, and you can't see an eyeball from a distance.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, these guys took a little over an hour, and I feel like if I can get a little better at this style, I feel like I could really start to crank through some stuff. I mean, look at how cool that looks. The glowing visor slit.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it glowing? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Is it not a camera or a hole? But you know what? That's always how it is. Iron Man's eyes glow. Why do they glow? Right. Like that doesn't. They're not LEDs. They're his eyes are behind there. Although I always assume, like, I guess with Iron Man you can literally see through the eye hole, so you know there's nothing back there. But I always assume with like power armor, like Space Marines, that they're completely closed off, and then there's cameras in the front that project into the helmet, because that seems a lot safer. Then there's no, clear, weak anything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they often take their helmets off to get a better look. SYT, did you guys get Xbox Games Pass with your new PCs? They have all the Fallout games. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But I don't care. I only play a couple of games, and not very much of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm really more of a gamer from the from games that are 10, 15 years old. Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite games. New games, get that out of here.
And FTL.
And FTL.
And Terraria.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're getting old too.
No, yeah. I guess they are like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And Factorio.
Mm-hmm. Factorio's like newish, yeah.
Yeah.
Brand spanking new.
Exactly.
Man, Terraria is a fun game.
It is fun.
Like, if you're like, Minecraft is getting boring, Terraria. So much fun. There's literally a billion things to do. There's a million craftable items, tons of unique weapons, literally thousands of enemy units.
Yeah. You can go fishing for days.
You can go fishing for days and days and still never get the random RNG loot drops that you want. Oh, fishing.
And on that note, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, we had a video out on Monday. We have 3, count them, 3 more videos out this week. One on Wednesday, one on Friday, one on Saturday, and that Saturday one's a Patreon exclusive episode, so you got to join the Patreon for that. We also have our Patreon only live stream after the normal live stream on Friday nights. So it's almost like you got to join that Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of fun. You can actually call in and chat with us with your voice, and it always gets a little wild, and sometimes very wild. But we'll be back with another live stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central, so join us for that.
Yeah. These Tempestus Scions are getting close, everybody. Stay tuned. But on that note, good night.
Good night.
How do I end the stream? Every now and then I forget. End the stream.